we're rolling. All right, so let's make that kind of fake LCD screen, typical of many pinball tables. And we're just going to start with a nice black color over here. It doesn't really need any rounding, although you could put some in if you wanted. And again, I need to kind of squeeze this in. Let's try right about here. I think we got enough room for it. Okay, maybe move these up just a tad. All right, looks about center with the flippers. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's just call this LCD back. And then what I'm going to do is work on a layer above this. Just grab a gradient that's getting cut off down there, but it's not hard to make a gradient just from scratch. You can always go over here from solid color to linear gradient, and we're going to take the this black color and switch this over to white. Take it all the way down, and then you should have something like this. Okay, so just draw that down. But what I want to do, and you could just have it take up the whole space for right now, is hit the F key or go over here to your gradient transform tool. It might be a subtool. There you go. And we're going to move this around. I'm going to tilt it, well, which is easier for you guys. All right, let's do it like this. Just make it straight top to bottom, okay? So it's fading out toward the top there. That's it. Get it about like so. And then I'm gonna skew it like this. Okay, so we're gonna have some, basically a diagonal effect. Maybe make it a little less skewed. There we go. All right, then we can just kind of chop through there. Oops. Well, lock up anything you're not using. And let's numerically do this. Let's change the width about 435. Oh, maybe a bit more. 445. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, so it just perfectly covers that shape. Take that down. And then from there, let's hit a fade on it. Let's call it glare. And then you can kind of tone this down to your liking. So I'd say that's a bit much right there. That's getting a bit into the territory I was kind of thinking of. So something like that. And then kind of tuck that off to the side, I guess. Let's grab a circle. And here, actually, we'll work off to the side. Okay, I'm trying to get just my bearings on how big these should be, so I'm going to leave this over here for right now. Alright, so a little tiny circle, probably about like that. Yep, okay. Alright, let me scoot over here. So, I'm just going to copy and paste back in place again, a whole bunch of these. So I'm just hitting copy, paste in place, hold down the shift key to nudge them a little bit further than one at a time. And there we go. Looks like each time I'm kind of tapping twice. So we're making the dots to kind of make a faux, dot matrix screen, and that looks like about enough. Maybe make it take the whole column, go about 90% on the scale. Okay, so now we just have to do a lot of them. And again, just copy, paste in place. Get about 5 columns. Then you can take 5 columns and copy all of them at once. Then you can take 10 columns, copy all those at once. Might not need much more than that. Let's see. Alright, so we got about 2 columns too many. Although, actually, let's get rid of just 1 column. And then we'll just kind of shrink these down just a tad. Let's go 450. Okay. Now that you've done that, let's go back over. Oh, yeah. Let's go back over to here. So I've got the black part. That's what I want to select. I'm going to copy and paste this. Put it over here. Tuck it underneath what I've currently got. Okay. And I'm going to break this apart. So it's just back down to being black vector art. I'm going to merge these together, and all I have to do is just select everything in that area, cut it off, paste it back into place again or somewhere, and then just take the black part, select that, and just move it out of the way. So now, get rid of the blue dots, and you're left with this. So let's just call this dot screen. All right. And move this back over to here. And it's obviously up to you guys whether or not you want the glare on top of those dots or just kind of hinted in the background. But let's put something in here just to get an idea. So I'm going to grab some text and got a nice little computery type font. It's called BM German. I believe it's free on the internet. And we can type in here. So let's just do kind of a fake score. One thing you can do in the kit is have leading zeros for your score. So you could start your score off like something like this, right? So you'd say, I want 10 leading zeros. Oop. Okay, let's go one less. And then let's arrange this behind our dots, and if it's too hard to see them, then you might need to adjust how many dots you got. And in this case, it looks like it is kind of hard to see. We probably need smaller ones. So let's just shrink this down to the point that we feel like autosave. We can see the numbers, and let's zoom out a bit. Okay, so yeah, that's about right. Which just means then we need to, of course, duplicate this a few more times. So copy and paste this. Just be sure you don't ever overlap the other one. Okay, so we'll just put that over there. And if you get kind of a noticeable line through there, that just means that you should probably go in and trim out a little bit on the bottom row. You can probably do the same thing on the top row too. And 4 of these is so close to making up the entire, black part. I'd probably just squeeze these down, do something like that. But of course you could mask, just 4 of them together. But I think that's about right. So let's just call this LCD dots 4 of them. Okay. And that looks pretty believable. We're definitely zoomed out, and we can read it pretty well. So I'd assume zoomed in. Read it even better, and then so about that glare, let's move it over here for a second. Let's put this back, and let's try that over top. Oh, I did 2 on there. Oops. Kind of hard to tell which one I like more. Let me copy some more text into here. Let's change this so it says ball 5-4 or something. And the kit makes it so you can put all sorts of things inside of your text labels. So we could do player 1, ball 4. Just seeing how this looks with a little different text color. Still readable, I believe. The 4 is kind of hard. Maybe make it a bit bigger again. But yeah, looks all right. Let's you know, you could always take the whole everything you did, maybe make it a little bit bigger, size it differently. Might have to move that out of the way. But yeah, I think that's a good effect. Let me go in a little bit closer one more time. That's too close. And then just see if yeah, it's hard to tell. Do I like that above or below? I don't know. It's really not for me to decide, is it? In this case, you guys can do whatever you want. What if it's just gone? Does that look better? All right, so yeah, we probably need to shrink these guys up a little bit more one more time. Okay, clearly not on the right layer. And all my little screws are getting selected. Oh, by the way, did anybody notice I put these little arrows down on the drain? I think I did that like 10 videos ago. And they're just these guys with a different tint to them. Okay, yeah, I think that's good enough. Always something to tinker with, but I won't waste your time, and we'll move on to something else.